Let's go, let's go. You are officially in the Michigan Man Cave. Welcome to the Man Cave, your place for any and all things Michigan football. Ooh-wee. They done let the wrong team win. I thought we couldn't do it. I thought we was too slow. I believe some was calling us the big slow blue. Is one of the
word. The hate is real.
Yeah, one of the comments in the last video was the big slow blue, SEC, big boy ball, all that, all that rah. And guess what?
What's wrong with that?
Hey, what they gonna say now? We came out, and I said it last podcast. A team full of veterans. That's the difference. We got a team full of vets, locked and loaded, ready to go. And when times get tough, we never fold. So we on to see Washington. We're going to dive all the way in on Washington and see what they got to offer. But they got some firepower. I'm going to give them their love. High-power offense, a whole different type of philosophy than what we've seen with Bama. But I don't think that – I'm going to be real. I don't think Washington's seen the defense like us. Washington, that's the conference. What are they? I don't know what they say. They're little pretty boys out there in the Pac-12. They like to sling it around and
flying.
Pretty boys no more. Pretty boys no more.
I don't know if I don't know what happens when you get hit in the mouth in the trenches. How you react to that. So I'm still on cloud nine. Third time was the charm. We went and took an L a couple years straight. Most of these guys on our squad took them L's, and I feel like they was playing with a little emotion. What do they call it? They show real metal. Let's just go with that.
Real gall.
They're real gritty. They're real gritty.
King, talk to me. You still floating on cloud nine as well? I jumped in a pool with my clothes, all my clothes on.
No,
just after that last play. I was so hyped when they smacked Milrow on the goal line. I didn't know how to contain myself. So
gotta baptize yourself in the funk.
Talk to me, dog. What you feeling?
Man, look, man, it's been a long time coming. You know what I'm saying? Just a culmination of things to come. You know what I mean? These last 3 years, us going to a couple of those games, seeing the other side of losing and not getting a win every year and being so up and then being so down, and now we up and we stay up and now we on to the next. But elated, man. It's been a long time coming, bro. Like you said, team full of seniors, team of go-getters, team that's resilient, galvanized by all the bullshit that's been going on that they've been putting on our name. You know what I mean? Like we got to do this, we got to do that to win. But even after all that, we still here with a record-setting game. Since 2018, we had it was 27.2 million viewers, and it peaked at 38 million viewers. That's the most.
Putting up numbers.
Most ever for a semifinal college football playoff game. So big ups to the Michigan football.
That's called box office. We box office.
Team 144. Let's go finish the job. On to the next. Houston, we have a motherfucking problem.
Yeah. Steve, talk to us, man. You still riding off the euphoria?
Bruh, it's been surreal, man. All day I've just been like, I can't believe it, man. It's just an overwhelming sense of emotion. I'm so proud of our...
What happened at work? My bad to interrupt. You said you tried to go to work and talk trash.
Oh, they was all missing, dog. It was a bunch of Bama fans, you know what I'm saying? A bunch of Georgia fans, all these fans before our win. And then now I show up and ain't nobody around. You know what I'm saying? People I see every day.
It's a cold world.
I think people got caught up, especially Bama fans. There was some that, you know what I'm saying, actually followed, not actually followed the team, but took this team for what it was. A lot of them Bama fans thought it was the Bama teams of old, and this team wasn't that. Sure, we had our lumps throughout the game, but I'm just extremely proud of the defense, man. Can't say enough about them. I put a lot on JJ last podcast. He came through. He played like we needed to play him, even after that start where I was like, bruh, don't do this to me. That first almost interception, I was kind of worried after that.
That will live in infamy.
Hey, man, he stayed with it, bounced back. And yeah, man, just can't say how proud I am of the guys, man. They did the job, and let's go get this last one.
Right. It's like anybody tuned in, don't think that we here just like celebrating like we won. We're fully aware that the job is not finished. But if you've seen what we've been through,
You know.
you understand that we done walked out of playoff games in person with our tails tucked and hearing
Facts.
just cats.
All we had to look forward to is the bottom of a Jack Daniels bottle.
Exactly, bro. Exactly. So before we go on to Washington and break them down a little bit, I do want to recap this game. And man, I feel like if we wanted to, this could be a 3-hour podcast with all the emotions, the flubbery that went on in this game, the craziness. Can't make it up. So
it was a great game, dog. It was a great game.
It was an instant classic. So I guess let's just start, man, where Keen went. And Keen, I'll let you talk about it some more. But I'm on board with you, man. Like that first series, JJ looked jittery, man. And I don't know what it was, but what or B, did you say that? I can't remember who just talked about JJ. Yeah, on that first play. But man, what were you thinking in that moment when he threw it? Not the first drive, dog. The first play.
The first play.
The first play. So, King, where were you at with that moment? Was you thinking instantly TCU ×2?
Yes, and I think I remember I was kind of faded by that time because I was too deep. But I think I texted that like TCU vibes, whatever vibes, all over again, bro. Like it just overcame me. Like the optimism. Like it was anxiety before the game started, and then you know what I'm saying there was optimism when it started, and then all of that was sucked out of me, dog. Like when he threw that pass, I was like, it's late. He's running towards the sideline. Like he usually makes a good pass, but. And then it just, oh my God. And I was so heated, I didn't even see that dude was out of bounds. Like I didn't until like, and I was like, oh, and I kind of calmed down, like, all right, dog, you got another shot at this, man.
We got a slot bucket.
Exactly.
Bruh, I mean, it was just instant TCU vibes, instant, oh fuck, here we go again. 0-4 in bowl games. They're gonna rip us a new one. Hardball cheating, you fuckers, Michigan against the world. Like, yo, they was gonna kill us, bro. I swear.
Yeah. So, anyways, after that, we ended up punting, and then they opened up. Oh, actually, their first drive, we were sacking the hell out of them.
Mm-hmm.
So we got to stop right back. And then B, I'm coming to you next because it was almost like you had a genie in your hand. The way you predicted this one, you said, hey, I like Samaj Morgan back there. He's dangerous on punt return. But you said you can be a hero or you can be a villain back there on punt return. And lo and behold, the very first attempt he has at a punt return, just talk us through it, man. What were you doing? I know you were pissed, but you called it, bro. So I'm gonna let you talk about it.
As much as it's his fault as it is, because he's on the field and he got to make the play. Again, that's what I'm gonna put that on Harbs and the coaching staff. Y'all got to make sure he knows we got to have the football. You know what I'm saying? That's the one thing that could lose us this game before it even starts is a turnover. So as much as it's his, because he's young, you know what I'm saying? He don't got the experience back there. All he's thinking in his mind, and this is me coming personally from my play,
to the crib.
I can be the hero. I can be the hero. I can bust up. I can blow the game open. That's what he's thinking, and that's natural. You know what I'm saying? He's trying to be the man next year. This will get you to be the man next year, but it also can put you at the back of the bench, like I said. So it's all personal experience for me. But at the same time, you know what I'm saying? After he did it, I like to see the young man pick himself up. He didn't let that carry on throughout the game. It kind of, even though it was a turnover, it flushes all those jitters out. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So after that, he's playing loose. But yeah, it could have been a vicious turning point in the game, and that's something. It happened later in the game. So I mean, at least his excuse is youth. Stall's usually
we
sure-handed
gonna
back
get to
there.
that.
You know what I'm
We gonna
saying? Yeah, so we have to get that cleaned up because that's a mistake that Washington is going to capitalize 9 times out of 10.
yeah.
And you
Especially
can't give Washington points. That just ain't gonna happen.
you can't give a high-powered offense already short fields and stuff like that. But that was, I mean, that was Bama's short field. That's how they got up on us. They scored off of that. Buddy came through. Mikey Sanders still, you don't see him miss too many tackles like that, but he got hit with a little.
Yep.
He got hit with
but
a little.
McClellan,
I think that
to McClellan's credit, he's a good running back. He was gashing us a little bit all game.
Yeah. McClellan was a good running back, and he actually missed the SEC championship game. They were rolling with that dude, just Williams. So that was a big piece they got back versus us. But McClellan, yeah. But anyways, that's how they got on the board. That's how they got on the board. But
they swung the momentum totally in their direction, you know, and that's why it's so big. As much as football is the biggest team sport, back there on punt return, it's the loneliest position, I think, on the football field. You know what I'm saying? It's just you, the rock, the crowd, and the elements. So
and I mean, I never played punt return. Obviously, I was a linebacker, so they never trusted me back there. But punt return catching punts is hard, man. That's an overlooked thing in football. Is people like, how'd he drop it? It's like, I get it. They practice it, but it's a big moment. Yeah. All eyes on you. Like you said, you back there by yourself.
It's lonely back there.
Yeah, the ball's moving. He's a freshman, so it's not like unheard of. So
the wind can kick at the last second, and then the ball move. It's a lot to go into it, but I blamed it on his nerves and being a rookie back there. But again, you can be a hero or a goat, dog. That's what you got to remember.
King, but then we responded. Huge answer. If we don't score there, bruh.
Yeah.
And I'm not, obviously it's a long game, but you don't want to get too far in the hole. So we answered there. I think that was a Corum touchdown, but I think you in our group chat said that was a huge response.
Yeah.
Corum receiver.
It was like 10 plays, 69 yards. You know what I'm saying, driving, and it was a clean drive, you know what I mean? I think we converted a couple third downs. It was a big response to the JJ mishap, the Morgan mishap. And I mean, it just showed that we can score. I mean, like everybody was talking about, oh, Bama's defense, and
it ain't that Bama defense of old.
Yeah, it wasn't. Yep. Like Saban even said himself, they're young. You know, younger guys don't typically think cerebral the game as much as older guys, and that showed a little bit for them. But no, big response, man, and we needed it too, because man, it was looking bad, bro. It was looking dismal for a second with both of those mishaps that happened early to us. So
yeah, and I'm gonna give Sharon more credit and Mentor. I mean, they called hellified games, man, which I thought going into the game was gonna be our advantage. I love both our coordinators for the most part. I mean, I love Mentor for real.
Yeah.
Or sometimes, you know, he leaves a little to be desired, but I understand he's trying to stick within the framework of what we do, and it's been working, so you can't really argue. But just like, man, sometimes you're like, I don't know. But on that touchdown pass was a dope little concept, how they had Corum out of the backfield, run that little route, and put the linebacker trying to cross, you know, run through a bunch of traffic and all that. So slick little play there, but for pretty much for the rest of the half there, I mean, their offense was stalemating. We 3 and out of them a lot. Milrow, he didn't really get much going on. But we finally answer again and score, and then what?
This field goal.
Special teams, right? We talked about our special teams has been solid, but it's those little things, man, that can cost you. What was the second touchdown? That first one was Corum, I know, on the catch.
Wilson.
Second one was
Wilson.
Well, no, Morris wasn't it?
I mean, not your boy Morris. My bad.
Oh yeah. Down the sideline.
Yeah, them eyes lit up.
Hey, didn't that have y'all wondering where that's been all season? He had a couple good decent games, nothing great, but some good catches. You know, 4 catches here and there. But
maybe it was for this setup.
Hey, Train, I want to comment on that a little bit.
Go for it.
Again, I like his accuracy. I just don't get the disparity of JJ's throwing. Like, he'll try to scramble, run out, and throw it to the sideline like he did the first play on the 9 interception. But then we have a concept route with a receiver running short and a receiver behind him. He always most of the time that I've seen on the replays in this game and other replays in other games, he chooses the short receiver. Like, your boy, he was open. He was open behind. I think I put it in the chat when McCarthy tried to go to the tight end. He was open behind him because the cornerback had peeled off.
Yeah.
And he got the ball away, and it's the right play. It's a solid play, but I'm just like, if you want to go to that next level, a quarterback play, hold him with your eyes and go over top of him. You know what I mean? So I just seen some replays where there's like some opportunities where he's forcing it short, when if he's just going through his progression, he'll see the other receiver. And again, let me preface that by saying that's me looking at replays. It could look totally different and be something totally different on the field.
Yeah. I hear you, bro. It's definitely sometimes you want them to, like, you know, but you know who's coaching them. Hey, be safe. We got a good defense. You know, all that being said. So, but yeah, Tyler definitely looked fast as I've seen him since he's got to Michigan. He shocked me with that speed down that sideline. He outran pretty much Bama.
Touchdown right there, because they didn't. I mean, he could have got hit out of bounds at any time, but he kept, you know.
Yeah, he wanted that.
Yep. So anyway, we blow the kick after that, and then Bama, they mustered up a field goal, right? Field goal before half.
It was 16 or 13 to 10.
13-10.
Just to speak to Mentor's credit, bro, they had 4 3-and-outs in the first half. Like, we had like 5 sacks versus Miller, bro. We were getting after him. And
I mean, good point.
Not to go into the Washington, but I'm just foreshadowing, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's gonna be that O-line, D-line matchup.
Yeah, for sure. Mentor, dog, with them stunts he runs, bro. We legit got an NFL defense, and I'm not saying that off of talent. Obviously, NFL is a different level, but schematic-wise, yeah, we run a straight Baltimore Ravens defense all day long. That's the if you look at our defense and their defense, even our last coordinator came from there. Mike McDonald came from the Ravens, brought it down to us, and then went straight back up. Now he is the DC with the Ravens. Mentor from that same tree, same exact thing, Ravens. And he went to Vandy first, and then came to us, same exact D. You run that defense in the dogs. That's what it looks like. So, Mentor, man, with them stunts. We run them deep line games, man, up front. It confuses a lot of people. So, anyways, second half, third quarter wasn't too hot, though. Did we have I don't know if you got the numbers there, King, but we was 3-and-out, and them total yardage in the third was terrible.
We went to a drought.
Drought. 1, 2, 4-and-out. Yeah, it was like 3-and-outs. It was like, and that's, and like I was saying in the chat to y'all, man, it was personnel and play calling. Like, it wasn't like we weren't moving the ball. It was just at certain times they brought in Orgy twice, and this is a misconception. Like, I like Orgy as well.
I'm happy you talk. Yep, I'm happy you got
time and a place for this bullshit y'all running, bro. Like, and that wasn't the time and the place, bro. Let JJ cook. Let Corum cook. Corum gets the ball, we get money. JJ gets the ball to Corum, we get money. Like, I don't understand what they trying to do with this Orgy. They know when he comes in, it's going to be some type of pay attention. It's going to be something going on. You know what I mean? Run or pass. It's going to be something. But I just didn't get it, bro. They did it twice on 2 different occasions.
Yeah. Go ahead, B.
To that point, King, that was my thing with it. I like Orgy in the game is because it gives us another element. But it's never misdirection. Every time he was in, he got the ball. Like, they know that. You know what I'm saying? Have him be the decoy and where they're following him and go in a different direction. So because on the one drive he got in, he was the only positive thing that happened. And then after that, McCarthy came back and he threw 2 dirt balls and one went out of bounds. So I'm like, I don't have a problem with it. Because I think because they seen him more in practice, being what's on the scout team, being old boys, acting like the Alabama quarterback, that they were like, oh, we got to get him in. So I don't think they're gonna do that versus Washington. But he's going Washington. I don't think Penix is like athletic like that, and Orgy can't throw like him. So I don't know what they're gonna do. So we'll see.
Yeah. And even in that second half, I think probably in one of them 3-and-out drives came. And JJ, like you were saying, B, he made enough plays for us to win, but overall, he didn't play as good as he could play by any stretch, right?
Right.
So, I mean, just call it what it is, bro. And I really mean it. Like, we played our C game and still won, which is crazy to think. You know, everybody.
If you look at JJ's numbers, it looks like, oh damn, he balled out 17, 27, 221, and 3 tugs.
Right.
Like you think like, oh, we won by 3 touchdowns probably or something like that. With the rushing too, Form got a touchdown, receiving touchdown.
Bro, I honestly believe the defense won that game, dog. JJ played very good, but at the end of the day, the defense is. I mean, we didn't score in the third quarter and we didn't move the ball well, but then they didn't. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. They didn't put up no points. Right. Like y'all alluded to before, the first half, we were getting to him, sacking him. I think that made him uncomfortable for the rest of the game. You know what I'm saying? So as much as JJ's numbers reflect a good-ass game, I give more props to the defense.
Yeah. I didn't think he played great. I mean, even some of those passes that were completed, for instance, like I don't know if you remember that one he had to no, not that one. Like the one he had, that one too. To Tyler Morris in the second half. Like Tyler Morris did a little crossing route, but he threw it behind him.
Oh yeah.
And he could have ran for the first. So like you look at that on stats and say that's a completed pass, but it's like that's an off-target pass though, which would have kept the chains moving, you know. So it's like little stuff like that. And he had a couple passes tipped that could have been
number 23 would bat it down like 3 balls. I'm like, dang, get it around them. Or
32 batted down some balls too.
And then the one to Wilson, that was tipped. I mean, it got there, and that was an amazing.
That motherfucker stayed tight like a spiral, bro. I was like, dang.
Yeah, I ain't gonna be too hard on them, but we gotta get these. But the thing about those passes that are getting tipped is that's JJ's man. That's the person that's unblocked that you got to be aware of. You know what I mean? It's not your blind side he's coming from. That's the guy that you have one-on-one to beat. So I want to see him in Washington be able to make those plays.
Yeah, and again, if you would have told me we play our C game and win, I would have said bullshit. So
true.
I think that's promising from that standpoint. You know, that we did take or did win and not play great, right? So you would think that we would be even more so locked in the natty. So, but let's move it along so we get to the end of the game, and then we can move on to Washington into the fourth. We have a big opportunity, man. Let's skip forward to when I think we're losing 17-13, right? When that fumble happened, Milroe coughs it up. Probably the next big play that we made.
Hey, hold on, though. Let's not gloss over that. Like I didn't text in the chat like I'm still looking for that turnover, and then it happened right after. You know what I'm saying? And then I actually said, fuck y'all, and I didn't mean it. Like I wasn't like fuck y'all. I was like, no, fuck that, man. I called it. That's what I really meant. But
that was right before I had chalked up the game. I was like, I had tried to comfort myself. I was like, all right, it's over. Chalk it. I'm done.
Hey, I remember the halftime live, and Train said I still need my turnover. And I remembered, I'm like, yo, we still need our turnover, bro. We ain't got it yet. And lo and behold, bro.
Big plays, big times, big plays.
And Quentin Johnson made it. And, you know, he's like a rotational guy. He's not an every time safety out there. He gets in here and there.
That's 28, right?
Yeah, Quentin Johnson.
He made up or made that play, but he had some missed tackles out there too. That was.
Oh, you talking about when Milroe took off and he was trying to chase him and his head was over his.
That's a classic sign of I can't catch him.
Yeah, your head should not be out that far in front of your body.
Your eyes are like this.
Yeah.
I'm giving it my all, coach, but he's just a better athlete.
Right. But shout out Quentin Johnson, though, man. He's a guy who stuck around the program for a while. He also a member of Ohio State, had that big hit in the slot.
Yeah.
So he's been making a few more plays out there. Safety. Sab came in and make it.
Hey, man, those who stay.
Hey,
those who stay.
Hey, since we're doing shout outs, since we're doing shout outs, let's give a shout out to Mullins, man. He had a big reception and a big run. Both was first downs, I think.
Yep, he did. Hey, Keen, I ain't gonna lie. First, when he came in the backfield and it was like third, I'm like, I saw this last year.
I seen the ball. I was like, oh no. I seen the ball.
No. Hey, just like Michigan State. Tuck it.
Bro, please tuck it away. Anyways, let's just skip forward. So we didn't do nothing with that turnover though.
Didn't do shit with it.
That was I felt like was our chance. After that, when we didn't, they went down, and then I don't know, that was the next drive. They got the field goal.
Yep.
And then we come with our drive of the season on this next.
It was the season. if we don't do nothing on that drive, it's a wrap.
It's a wrap, bro. Can you imagine? We get to 4th and 2 on our own. Where was we at? King, you got that? Was it 30? 30,
29.
29? Woo! Hey, let's just call it what it is. We 4th and 2. If we don't get this, it's season over, bro.
Yeah.
That gain of 27. Yeah. Quorum.
We're out here getting cooked if we don't get that. And a good play call. Again, they use the little, rub routes or make the linebacker run through traffic. I like it. But B, talk to me. In that moment, I can't remember exactly how much time was on the clock, maybe 3.5.
It was about 3:19 when Quorum caught that pass. 3:19 mark, that's what it said.
3:19. We got 3 timeouts. And Harbaugh plays conventional ball, man. Play smart, defense, don't kill yourself. He comes out and says, he pulls some Dan Campbell from the Lions shit. 4th down, we go for it all. So did you want to go for that? Keep it real. I kind of wanted to punt, but I was like 60-40 punt.
With all the times, man, I wanted to go for it. I wanted to win the ball game, dog. I'm gonna be honest. I can't see it no other way because we won. You know what I'm saying? So I'm glad we did. I can't see it no other way now. Yeah, because anything else, I feel like I'd be hating, man. So I'm just glad we got it.
King, talk to me. Where was you at in that moment? I said I was 60.
After he said let's go for it, bro, I was with it. After they came on the field, I was like, I mean, you know what I'm saying? Stayed on the field. I'm like, nigga, pause. I was on my knees banging on my coffee table, like y'all gotta get this. We need it. But yeah, I was with it when he said it. But if he wanted to punt, I'd have been with that too. But I was more excited about going for it and like. That right there would show Alabama that, all right, we ain't scared. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, now it's time for us to stomp y'all out. You know what I mean? Like, 4th and 2, 3 minutes to go. You know what I'm saying, bro? Like, that's big money. That's big balls shit right there. Big balls.
It was, man. So I had to do nothing but commend Harbaugh. And I think on previous podcast, King, you were talking about your sphincter. My sphincter was...
that was a collective Michigan sphincter was tight on that.
Facts. Anyway, I score a nice little play call, Roman Wilson, and then we actually got, we hype. I like how we was like, you can see the confidence in our guys though. Like they don't get down even when Roman caught that pass, and he like jumped up and he ain't just like, oh, let me go score. He like, I'm swagging out here on y'all. Like he jumped in the end zone. Like we like that. You know what I'm saying? I liked how he playing. You can tell they playing loose. You know what I'm saying? That's what
you want to know. Another time when my sphincter was tight on that extra point.
What, the one we missed? Oh, the one that tied the game.
Saying like, I'm like, bro, you ain't trustworthy today.
Yeah. So anyways, we get a stop We got a minute something left. We stopped them. That was 3 and out, I think.
It was like 4, 5 and out, 5 and out.
They left us some time. Let's just put it that way. They left
They
us
left
enough
us
time.
54 seconds. We called a timeout with 54 seconds left.
They left us enough time that if stuff had went the way it was supposed to, we could have got a field goal.
All right, so they punt to us. This is where the Michigan man cave was different, and we had some beefs in these streets. Keen, you got your hand up, bro. Go for it.
Yeah, man. Look, man. It was a come on, man moment for me over here in Miami when I looked back, and it wasn't racial. I still said this on the
It sounds like
halftime. But when I looked back and saw the fair skin, I was like, hold on. I'm like, where's Morgan? Like, who's this back here? And it wasn't that he didn't secure punts for us all year. It was the timing of it. It was the moment, the bright lights, Rose Bowl, Pasadena. What mountains they say is dusk in the background behind there. The mountains look so good with the cotton candy sunset on the mountain. Like the moment, it was for me. It wasn't the guy. It wasn't the skin tone. It's just what I saw. I'm like, yo, like where's Morgan at? Like, yeah, Morgan muffed that punt. And I'm pretty sure, to Bowie's point, they went to, or I would have supposed they would have went to them like, yo, we need to secure this. But instead of that, they go put in fresh legs that ain't been in all game. I don't even think I've seen him in the champ. Did we see him in the Iowa game? I don't remember. I don't remember seeing him there. But he hasn't been in this game, all game, with this moment, backed up inside your 10. I don't get what they was doing, bro. We wanted to kick ourselves in our fucking foot or shoot ourselves in the foot at every turn we tried to, bro. Like, and I just didn't get that at that moment, that time, the timing of it to my core, it burned, bro. I was like, what are y'all doing?
B, talk to me. Where you at with it? You know where I was at with it.
I fully understand what they were thinking. I get it. He's supposed to be the sure-handed one. You know what I'm saying? So I get that. The time I don't care nothing about. If we put you in the game, you're supposed to be ready. You know what I'm saying? So, but my thing is putting him in, you're not even looking to return the football. You're basically putting him down there saying catch it because you're sure-handed. So I don't get that. It wasn't like he was catching it like on the 30 or 40-yard line. They were pinning us deep. And two, he broke another cardinal rule that I was taught. You put your heels on the 10-yard line and you don't move. If it bounces back there, if it bounces behind you, you're good. You ain't supposed to be messing around back there anyway. So I get conceptually why they put him in, but then if you're gonna put Morgan in on punt return, and then just take him out for this moment, that I don't get. It's like you can't make up your mind what you want to do, and that's not the time to do it. To Keen's point, there's time and a place. You got to be sure at that point in the game because it almost cost us and cost us big.
And real quick to add to that, now moving forward, do you think Thaw's going to be in on punt returns versus Washington?
No.
And now, what does that do for Morgan's confidence? Maybe not putting him in on that and him seeing what happened. Like, man, I would have caught that shit. You know, I mean, not saying he goes. I'm pretty sure it's Michigan to the end. We gonna win the championship, but it's just like, damn, where your confidence level in him by putting Thaw in there? He been catching.
Hey, King, but you didn't catch it though. So cool your
jets.
That's
Morgan.
with it.
Hold on. What you mean?
We've already seen. We saw Morgan drop one already, and we saw him get up under another one and bail last minute, like he knew he was about to drop it. That's my only reason I said. I feel you. It's his first action. He usually only gets 2 plays a game anyway, so that's not unheard of. It ain't like he plays a lot. He gets 1 or 2 catches a game. This is pretty standard on par for his amount of tick. But we've seen Morgan drop one already, and we've seen him get up under one and bail out super late on another.
And the ball can hit you, and it's still a live ball. You know what I'm saying? Right. So I think they put him. That's why I said I can understand it. They put him back there to be decisive, but then he wasn't.
So and then if he was decisive, I'd have been like, great, fine. You know, so my initial reaction would have still been the same, but I would have been over it. But there was a key thing you said. Yeah, he bailed late, and it probably could have hit him. It didn't, but he let it bounce. To Bowie's point, that he should have took that advice and Thor should have let it bounce.
Oh,
So
he messed
No,
up.
listen, I'm not saying Thor didn't do shit work out there. He did. I'm just saying you gotta be objective, right? You gotta look at it like, okay, I see why he was back there because this motherfucker already kind of low-key tricked off 2 of them.
Yeah,
so
right.
I was just looking at the other way. What if Morgan would have dropped the next one? Somebody would have been like, why the fuck was he still back there?
Yeah.
It
was a knee-jerk
King,
reaction.
and then the moment was even bigger. So they were like, if you wasn't ready for that moment, you know what I'm saying? This moment is even bigger. So
and
I understand it, but yeah, luckily it worked out again.
But he didn't. But Thor's biggest issue was, it wasn't even that deep. Like we needed a big return in the moment. Like just let it go, like you said. But the worst part about it was you didn't just muff it. You went to the and I could have, bro.
He elbowed that bit back further.
I would have bet my last dollar when he got hit. He was about to cough that rock up when he got hit on the one.
He would have been chat. He would have been tarred and feathered. He wouldn't be able to return to campus, dog.
Bro, that's worse. That's way worse than the Michigan
trouble with the snap.
Michigan State fumbles snap, bro. That like 10 times, tenfold, bro. He'd have been that dude that messed up the Cubs championship when he caught that ball from the dude. Like he'd have been disowned and no man.
Hey, he would have been Ray Finkel.
He'd have been Ray Finkel.
What do you know about Ray Finkel?
Hey, one dude said in the comments though, he said it should have been a safety. He got tackled into the end zone. I'm like,
no, his knee was down.
No. I get it. I get the rules.
I'm just saying,
that's just hate. Yeah, that's just hate.
Or a slow person.
Yeah. Anyway, so we kneel out, go to overtime. Why did
we talk about that timeout though that we took before that, like right before the kneel down? Like,
oh yeah,
why are we trying to shoot ourselves in the foot at every turn? We
still don't understand. I still don't even understand. I'm not even sure I understand what happened, unless that's really what happened. Did y'all get any more insight on that? We're taking knees. The clock's running to 0. They have no timeouts. We're trying to end the game, and then we call a timeout. Is that what happened?
From my understanding, in my seat in down here in my living room, yes.
It's like, why even put yourself to take another snap and fumble? Just I don't know what happened.
Dang, this is a gun. Foot. I got it.
Facts.
Hey, goes to what I said. We got to know what we're doing. And sometimes we don't seem like we know what we're doing.
The whole Dan Levitar show was clowning us for that timeout.
Oh yeah, so that is what happened. I was just making sure because I thought Bama was out of timeout. So I'm like, we had to have called it.
Oh yeah, we called it.
Maybe only thing I could think maybe was I don't even know if the
maybe the spot, get the spot right so we can get some more inches on that.
Hey, yeah, man, I tell y'all, man, I be thinking sometimes Harbaugh, he be having that look like them people that be riding that short bus, man. I be telling y'all.
Riri?
That boy be looking
bro. Yeah, he do.
It's got to be a reason. Hey, we're going to find the reason and we're going to bring it next podcast because it's got to be a reason out there.
So let's move the game along. We go into overtime, lose the flip again. I'm like, we can't get a coin toss for shit.
Hey, my that coin was weighted even tighter than the last time.
The Bama side was heavier or lighter, whatever, in order for it to flip.
Magnetized, like them footballs in the NFL. Stitch incoming. Stitch
protect the shield. They gonna be on you.
Gonna get our shit banned.
Put that in the hashtag.
I'm crying. Anyways, we lose it again. Go on offense, but hey, B, we talk about not wanting to get her done, but we got her done in overtime. And for those of y'all who may be new listeners, B, tell the listeners what get her done means from our world as a Michigan fan.
Oh, that is straight up the gut, baby. Get us a fullback back there, get us a Hellraiser back there, and we're running straight up the middle. Shove it down their throats.
Hellraiser.
Oh, my goodness.
But you know what's crazy, B? in all of our biggest games, even though we haven't had like a lot of rushing yards, we've had very timely and huge runs when we really needed them.
By who though? By who?
Oh,
Get that man the ball.
we ain't even talked about him, dog. We gonna
Get
get
that
to
man
that.
the ball.
But B, what did you want to come out aggressive, or was you trying to throw? Was you trying to just what was your philosophy going into that overtime? Aggressiveness. We didn't go aggressive. We went back to the woodshed and did what we did.
But I think that's our aggression, though, Train. You know what I'm saying? Like,
We gotta accept it.
after that first run, I was like, "Oh snap, we got something." You know what I'm saying? And then he broke the big one, and that's that's how you break a record right there. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was just huge. They face masked him. He powered through that, and then he get in there like, "I'm that dog." I love to see that, bro. Going into it, man, Train. I was just like, "Yo, we need a bucket," and I was like, "Not a field goal
by any means necessary."
By any means, whatever you do." I was really feeling the motion, all the motion. We did it a whole bunch in the first quarter. Pull that script back out. You know what I'm saying? Because we had them confused. But it just looked like, I mean, I don't know what they said to our offensive line, and Blake. I don't think they need to say nothing to Blake. He always been a runner, but our offensive line was like, "Yo, put it on us."
We bullied them boys. Yeah, facts.
Bullied them, dog.
Bullied them and
move people.
I mean, obviously, this next game is going to be the biggest one, that biggest game we've seen in pretty much since we've been adults. You know, the last time Michigan won a natty, we was just 6th, 7th graders. Yeah, so it's like that's so long ago. And you know, I'm sure there's going to be some moments in there that make history, but that run by Corum is going down in Michigan lore,
bruh.
Oh, yeah.
It broke the record. It won us the game. Like that's going. That's yeah. It was just that was just what we are, dog. It was tough. It was hard nosed, and it was just we gonna beat you the way we beat you, dog. So I'm actually glad it happened like that. You know what I'm saying? Because it shows what type of team we are and what type of mentality we have.
Yeah, and it was Zenter's replacement, Barnhart, that got the pull block, the lead block on a guy that broke it loose. So
yeah,
big ups to our O-line, man.
Yeah. Yeah, and we didn't talk about them. But on that run, man, dog, go back and look at it. Corum did like 6 jump cuts.
Jump cut.
Not to be denied.
That's the Corum we know.
That's that Corum we was talking about. Like, we can't wait till perfect timing. And it's like we fool with Donovan Edwards, but he can't cut like that. He's straight line speeder, but he can't just jug in and out breaks like that, man. And that's a hell of a skill set. So shout out to Corum. But King, turn real quick before I go to that. Shout out to O-line. They didn't play like the best game ever, but they kept JJ cleaner than they did versus Penn State, probably comparable to Ohio State, and then Iowa, they didn't keep them clean at all either. So, and they claim these bookends that Bama had were, all world top picks, all this and that. And, I didn't really hear too much from them. So shout out to O-line on that. But King, I want to talk about after we scored defense. We've been talking about that boy all year. Really, all 3 of them, Mason Graham, Kenneth Grant, and Chris Jenkins. So talk to us about that D-line, how they've been beasting all day. Mason Graham played a hell of a game, but we've been talking about that defense, man, and that D-line specifically.
Now, this was a positive come on, man moment, you know what I mean, with this one, because the last, we got 16 sacks in the last 4 games. We got 10 in the last 2. Got 10 in the last 2, and that's 6 from the last game we just played. So, like you said, to the Harbaugh Connect, the Harbaugh pipeline, the mentor, the Ravens, the defense, the schemes, like it's showing in big moments. And like big ups to those guys, man. Getting after Millwall early, not letting them get going. To Bowie's point, that probably when you got big 300-pound motherfuckers hunting you, it's hard to not look around and see where they at. It's like big Rottweilers, like, oh yeah, they buy me, you know what I'm saying? Or Wolverines, my bad. But yeah, man, no, big ups to those guys, bro. They sealed the win for us. It starts in the trenches, and we won that on both sides. We won that game on both sides, and I think that made up for a lot of the mistakes we made. The
Oh,
blocking,
hell yeah.
defensive front. So
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. And we were talking about
And my bad. Shout out to the secondary too, because they held it down too. They held on their
oh
end.
yeah, hell yeah. And it's gonna be a whole different beast this game. But yeah, Will Johnson, I mean, he was clamped up out there. They were trying to go at that boy. It wasn't happening. He was on top of them.
Rob
Milrow.
Moore
We
made the
talked
play.
about Milrow throwing some shots, and he did, and there wasn't nothing.
All over that shit,
We
bro.
wasn't falling for their little double moves and all that. They wasn't having it. But
It was refreshing though. You know what I'm saying? It was refreshing to see that, because times past or times we would have been beat. You know what I'm saying? And
somebody's in the chase position.
yeah, man, especially versus Bama. You know what I mean? But
Seen it? Yep, you're right.
we held our own shit.
And we saying
B,
that because we've seen it. We've lived it.
B, 4th and goal from their own. What were they on the 4-3, something like that? Alabama on that last play. What did you think they was gonna roll with? What was the play call you thought they was gonna rock with? That one or
Hell, I thought I would have rolled like a sprint out to at least keep his legs alive, so he got the option to run, or like a read option. So I didn't think it was going straight up the gut by any means.
That was what we.
And then yeah, and then that's where they have been killing us. If you see, well, let me change it up. Let me put it in this perspective. They didn't even set up like they were gonna have the option to pass. You know what I'm saying? Because like when we were rushing the quarterback, we were coming from the outside and doing those stunts and getting to him. But when he was successfully running the ball, it was straight up the middle. You know what I'm saying? It was wide open.
Like that little fake and then going, yeah.
Yeah, but now the field was too short to have all that going. So I would have tried to roll him out to keep his legs alive. So at least he got a two-way go. But hey, big ups to you. Thanks.
I thought that I was surprised too. It's like we said, Mason Graham had just busted through there a couple times in a row. Like, let's not run straight at that big moment again.
Right.
He's shutting all that down up there. So
play action. I know Alabama fans is pissed because it's like, what we doing that? But
right.
Good looking.
Yeah, facts. All right, man. Well, Rose Bowl champs. This is gonna be a longer podcast than normal. Obviously, we're not in the Natty every single year, so we gotta fully flush this. We gotta fully flush this out, man, and break it all down for y'all. Obviously, we're still excited about it, but again, when all these guys came back last year, the Corum, Zach Zenter, unfortunately he was hurt, but Trevor Keegan. Barrett, Mike Barrett, all them boys, man, they came back and the theme was unfinished business. So, man, all the adversity, all the hardball out 2-3 games at a time, and we cheaters. It's conveniently, I haven't heard nobody saying Michigan's only good because they cheating still. I told y'all during that time it was happening. If we run off and beat. If you say we had to cheat to beat all those teams, but then now we don't play multiple top 10 games
under mass scrutiny.
Exactly.
Under mass scrutiny without our coach. Obviously, the cat's out the bag if we were stealing and still winning. So, dead all that, man. I don't want to.
My eyes so whoops.
So, moving on, we got Washington on the docket, man. Did y'all watch that game? Did y'all watch it all? Texas, Washington. Do a little scouting out there.
Yeah,
I did a little scouting.
And I think
I came to one conclusion.
Go ahead.
We need to remind Penix Jr. why he left the Big Ten.
Love it. Hey.
To go play softer football.
Right. Hey, all these podcasts is on record. We were doing one of those look around who's hot right now. I think it was episode 3 or 4. I said, I like Washington. I said I really, really like Washington. And y'all think not y'all, but y'all out there think I'm capping. I'll go pull the tape if I need to.
Gonna put it
everything's on record.
Everything's on record. So I'm not surprised they're there. They got a great offense. this is going to be the classic case of styles make fights. We're literally polar opposites of how we go about business. Them, high flying attack, defense, not really all that, right? They just like, fuck it, we'll outscore you. Michigan's coming in like, hey, you can't outscore us if you don't get the rock. Watch how we bludgeon you down the field and take 7-8 minute drives.
Eat it up.
Yep. So you better make the most of your opportunities. So like I said, it's a classic case of styles make fights. But King, when you're looking at Washington and you know, after watching that game, especially versus Texas, hey, I do believe they ain't seen a defense like ours, but I also think two things can be true. We ain't seen weapons like that neither.
No, we haven't. That's a good point. I watched a little bit of the game, and like I said, if we have a chance of winning, or not a chance, excuse me, if they have a chance of beating us, it's gonna be through Penix Jr. You know what I'm saying? And if he can't get the ball to those receivers, it's gonna be a long day for them because key injury at the end of the game on some run out the clock shit. Running back for Dylan Johnson. He might be gone. The way he was walking off that field, you don't heal in a week off of that wince when he couldn't even walk. Like
if he does come back, I'm calling cap on his ass.
And he probably took some of that,
or he ain't 100%.
Or he took some of that Vordell that Up in Smoke that they was talking about on the Up in Smoke podcast. Steven Jackson and Matt Barnes.
Yep.
But I see, in looking at their games, time of possession is going to be a factor. They don't need the ball a lot to score because they make big plays. They throw the ball a lot. They throw it down the field. They stretch the field out. So they don't need the ball a lot to score. They done had some close games to some sorry teams. People want to talk about how we ain't played nobody. We done played two of the top 3 defenses in the land in our last 2 games without our head coach. I don't see them winning this game unless we have some major malfunctions like we did early on in the Alabama game. I don't see this game being close. I think we should dog walk these dudes because our defense don't give up points. Their defense does. We can score points. They can score points too, but they got to go against the #1 defense in the nation. So I'm just looking at time of possession is one key for me. Penix Jr., of course, we got to put him in a coffin. Don't let him get nothing going. And our secondary, which is complementary to the D-line, O-line matchup that's going to happen in the trenches, because that's where it's going to start right there. So how our defensive line is going to play and how our secondary is going to complement that. So that's how I feel about the game. I feel like we should beat them by at least 3 touchdowns.
Damn. Okay. Hey, I like the confidence. Maybe I work my way there as we get closer towards the game. Not quite there yet though, but B, where you at with it, man? After watching Washington, after seeing how they how they get down, high flying.
I mean, they score a lot of points because they have to, and we just gonna keep reiterating the same thing because I see the same thing that y'all see. Defense is susceptible to anything. They win by having elite level college quarterback and NFL caliber receivers. They play the game that you always said, yo, if we can't win out there, go ahead and throw a 50-50 ball. And because of the talent of their receivers, they win most of them, or they getting a PI. You know what I'm saying? They throwing the ball down the field. With that, you need time. Our pass rush doesn't give you time. So Penix Jr., like y'all said, again, just reiterating, every game they've won or blown somebody out is versus somebody that hasn't been ranked very high. The teams that they struggle with or they have close games against are the teams that can keep up with them scoring, but again, don't have the same type of style of play they have. They don't really rely on their defense to do a whole lot, but they score. You know what I'm saying? So those games are –
I mean, their games was first. I mean, really, their season came down to the games versus Oregon. Like them
Oregon, 34-31. Neither Oregon historically isn't known for playing any type of defense. We just going to outscore you.
They haven't seen the top 30 defense. Texas was the best defense they seen. They 34.
And Sarkisian ain't got nothing for you on defense. The offensive mind. So, yeah, man. I don't want to sit up here and disrespect them though. They are the number 2 team in the nation. It can be a blowout, I think, because like you said, train styles make fights. But they're gonna put up some points. So I just think our defense needs to be prepared to play another game like they played and not allow them to. I also think we win the game. Oh no, let me not skip to that because you might ask a question on that. I've seen their receivers. They don't do concept routes, but again, they rely on their talent to propel them past the team they're playing. Like they were the deep balls they were throwing were posts. Like if you've seen the first touchdown they scored to get the ball down the field, the post corner he ran.
Post. Yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't like he routed them. You know what I'm saying? He just did the route, but then you got an elite quarterback that can put the ball where it needs to be. So I think we can have an advantage by sitting back playing in the zone. And with the pass rush, a zone with the pass rush, and you can't make those long throws downfield.
Yeah. But well, one thing I did hear him say about Penix was he gets it out quick though. You know, he doesn't, and you know, he doesn't sit back there. I mean, obviously for the deeper routes, I mean, he got some fast receivers, so I guess they can get down there quick. But for the most part, he's getting it out his hands, so it's kind of hard to sack him. So I'm just like thinking through that, like, what does that mean for our pass rush? But you know, if he's getting rid of it so quick, it's like how they getting so far down the field. Something got to give. You can't do both. You know what I'm saying? You can't throw deep bombs and get rid of it in half a second. You know, so go ahead, King.
To that point, him out of the pocket. I don't know if it's the last couple games. He's only 50% accuracy throwing when he gets out of the pocket.
Out of the pocket. So we need to put him on the move.
That's what I'm saying. 50, so even if we can't sack him, pressure, you know what I'm saying, is always good. And that's why I said the secondary is going to need to step up and be complimentary to how that plays out.
This last game was like a defensive linebacker game. This next game is going to be a linebacker secondary game. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, all right, we held our weight versus Bama. We want to just have a heavyweight bout. This is more of like an up-tempo. Hey, we got to keep up, communicate on the back end. They're gonna be running all type of crazy stuff. But one thing I did notice about Penix, though, which surprised me, because you know he's been in college about 12 years and he didn't have about 7 injuries. So I haven't really seen him run that much this year. He had some runs versus Texas. He was looking decent too. I was
That's
like,
also how he got hurt in Indiana though when he was running.
Exactly.
He might be a little scared.
Yeah, I don't know how much they want to do that, but he ran a couple quarterback keeps and a couple quarterback little up the middle design runs, and I was kind of happy they put it on tape then. I mean, I don't watch every Washington game, so maybe they were doing it more and I just missed it. But either way, we know to be alerted that now. And the one team out there in the Pac-12 that I heard this on the radio today, they said the one team out there in the Pac-12 that plays similar to us, they obviously weren't as good as us, but they don't really do the up-tempo, all that stuff, is Oregon State.
Okay.
That was a good game, too. They only won by 2.
Right. Oregon State, they got
and Oregon State had more rushing yards. That's a key factor in all their games too, rushing yards. Who won the rushing yards?
If we control the game with our run game, which
time of possession,
I believe we can, because our offensive line is 10 times better than their defensive line. If y'all don't got the ball, you can't score. Our offense is going to be our best defense.
Yep. Keep them away. Keep them on the sideline. But what was it? What did you say the score of that game was?
22 to 20.
22 to 20, right? Yeah. So a team that plays our style, they kind of struggle with. So you know, you can't read too much into that. But you know what I like in this game too? Last year, CJ Stroud versus Michigan with all them receivers that Ohio State had going last year. That's really what it's like, bro. And we did pretty good versus them. Yeah, and we did pretty good versus them. So I'm just saying it's not something we haven't seen. Like this year, we haven't seen that as much, but last year that was literally the same exact thing.
To that point, it was either last year or the year before, they had 3 1,000-yard receivers. And we
Yeah.
beat them both years, you know what I'm saying? Pretty handily, like especially the 2 years ago when we beat them. But yeah, I mean, also just to that point, that Oregon State game, time of possession, Oregon State up 15 minutes. You know what I'm saying? So, and even all the games that were close,
Put them off the field.
Hey, Keen, I got one for you.
Arizona State, Stanford.
That Arizona State game that they played, 37 minutes to 22 minutes, and it was only 15-7.
Yep. So
And
Final score?
that's a 1-6 Arizona team.
Arizona State, they was negative 15 minutes on the time possession. It was
Final score
15-7.
15-7 on that.
Yep, we can make it that type of game.
It's gonna be. That's how we.
And our offense
is built for that.
leaps and bounds better than Arizona State's.
Yeah, and it's like our offense ain't, versus those great defenses. We didn't put up as much points, but like, and I think I heard that their pass D was in the 90s. I don't know if you got.
Oh, their total defense is in. Oh, you talking about Washington?
Yeah, what's their
total defense is number 94.
Total defense.
Total defense. They done gave up 2,000 more yards than us in total offensive.
I'm so confident in our offense over their defense.
Right. Yeah. But what we don't want to do is we don't want to play a shootout game though. Like let's not.
No.
Yeah.
I'm talking about running the ball.
Yeah.
Big 10 offensive game. Our type of offense.
Yeah, this is one of the games where we might want to consider more get or dones too.
But here's the key stat right here, though. Here's the key stat. Like their offense is ranked number 10 overall. Ours is 70. But they've had 65 touchdowns. We had 60. So all those yards, you know what I'm saying? All that. Our defense puts us in great positions with field position because they get stops. You know what I'm saying? They make people punt. If people are scoring on you, you gotta go all the way down the field, you're gonna have more yards. You know what I'm saying? But if you get in good field position like we usually get, you don't have to go as many yards. So
right.
That plays in like these yards. I mean, it don't tell you how the game went. It just tells you, total yards. They gave up this many, or they have this many yards. So that's why I said what I said. 21 points. I might take it down when we do the thing, but because y'all got me. You know what I'm saying? Y'all done said y'all pieces. So I'm like, let me go ahead and taper that off a little bit. But like that, the total yards, they don't tell the story of the game. So just looking at these numbers, it just tells you the story. It's like right there, like they done had 1,000 plays on defense. Okay, that's a lot of plays.
So they back to their weapons though, man. They got this dude Odunze, man. They was acting like during that game they called him the best receiver in the country. I'm like, ooh, Marvin Harrison. They kind of just said that and kept it moving. I was like, woo. But then they got Polk. They got McMillan. All these dudes, playmakers, man. They even got from Michigan that transferred there, a little real life sucker MC. Giles Jackson, remember Giles?
Oh, yeah.
Like the 4th, 5th receiver out there. He ain't really getting no burn.
Hack it, even at Washington.
Yeah, exactly. So obviously Will Johnson's probably gonna be on Odunze, but Sainer still, I don't know, man. I'm sure Mentor, this is what you get paid the big bucks for.
I'm saying some type of zone package, because just like I said, their receivers aren't routing you. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're just better than the people that they've been going against. Also, as far as from what I've seen.
And also, can I say this real quick? If you throw a lot, your receivers is gonna get the ball a lot. So I mean, I get.
Adunze, I like it.
Oh, Adunze, yeah. Like it says 82% of his passes are either a first down or a touchdown. 82% of his receptions are either first down or a touchdown. So yeah, he's like that. But if your quarterback throws for what, damn near 5,000 yards, you're gonna get the ball a lot. And if you catch it, you're gonna look good. I get it, but that's it, man.
They're a passing team, right? Yeah, they're a passing team. Yeah, for sure. So their defense, though, like you said, they got the one guy, he balled out yesterday. What's his name?
Price.
Yeah,
he was looking good out there, but
he's like
broke clock is right 2 times a day. That's all I'm gonna say on that.
He's like the 10th leading tackler on their team.
Okay.
He had his best game of the season.
Price.
I don't think that's gonna happen again.
Right. So, anyways, it's gonna be, like I said, all I keep saying it's gonna be a battle of styles. I heard my brother say he said it's gonna be like the Warriors playing the Spurs. Vintage Spurs, not this Wemby
Vintage
Giannis,
Spurs. Okay.
not this Wemby
Yeah.
Giannis.
Dynasty
Yeah.
Spurs.
Yeah, so we'll see. We'll see which style prevails. If I prefer to be in our style though, because uh, it's a more to me it's a more attainable style to keep consistent
Yeah.
with. You know, it's like handing the rock off is easier than trying to drop it in a bucket over somebody's shoulder.
Yeah.
You know, 5-7 times a game. But Penix's been doing it, but still, you know, like I don't think he's seen nothing like us. So
He hasn't.
This is the
no,
welcome to the Big Ten game right here.
welcome to the Big Ten. If we got any Washington fans on here, how about let's do this? If we got any Washington listeners on, let's introduce them to a player that they may not be very familiar with. We're not obviously familiar with all Washington players that they may not really know unless you're really a Michigan follower. You know, obviously I'm sure they know Blake Corum and JJ and all them guys. Or Keen, you can start whoever wants to start, but let them know about somebody that on our team that they need to keep an eye on that really is nice.
That's a great put me on the spot there.
I can start.
Yeah, you start.
And
Give me
I
a
don't
second.
and I don't know if this counts. And you know, and they may have seen him last game, but one player on our team, and you know, he's crazy, came out crazy, heralded, missed a lot of games though, and I still don't think he really gets the full amount of love that he should get.
Don't take mine.
Is that boy number 2, Will Johnson? Keep
Okay.
your eye on him. He's a dog at wideout, and I'm only calling on him because if he's really made of what we think he's made of, this is going to be the game where he truly shows it. This is a draft pick game, and he can't even come out this year, but this is a game that scouts going to go look at down the road, and I'm only picking him. Again, I know he's a big name to Michigan fans, but he missed a significant amount of time.
Right.
And P doesn't even get targeted, honestly, that much. So he's kind of out there. They might say, oh, he's a good player. But a team that throws a lot, y'all better have your eye on that boy because he probably made the biggest play of the game when we played Ohio State. So that's who I'm rolling with. If one of you jokers got a damn pick, I'll let you go.
I'll say, just because you said somebody that they might not know, I'll say McGregor. I like him. He gets after the quarterback. True freshman, so he's gonna be around for a long time. He had a sack this last game. And he's just a part of that defensive line, that pass rush. And again, I like our defensive line in this game a whole lot, especially coming off the game they just had. So if it's somebody we're gonna talk about that they might not really know that. Because they know Graham, they know all them, you know what I'm saying? But McGregor, he could mess around and be sneaky in this game.
He popped off last game with that first sack.
Yep.
Yeah, that's a good choice. I like McGregor. I can tail it down if y'all think my pick was too high, but I don't think
no.
I don't think nationally he's still talked about like that though.
He isn't though. You know what I'm saying? He ain't.
Yeah.
Sanders still gets most of our secondary love.
For sure.
And then they was talking about what's the old boy on the opposite of Johnson? Number 12? The transfer? Yeah, they was talking about him yesterday and not really about Johnson.
Yeah. All right. I got mine now. It just popped in my head when I seen his name. I would say Harrell. Jalen Harrell.
Great pick.
He's been getting after it. He's a quiet, and I was right before I said Jalen Harrell, I was going to say Derek Moore, but yeah.
That's our safety. Yeah,
but,
I like it.
No, number 32, the defensive end.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I was going to pick our safety.
He's been getting after it these last couple of games, and his name's been popping up on my handy dandy notes. So I'm gonna say Harold, man. I think he should have a big game. And if not, they don't know his name. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Ours.
Good picks. All right, let's Let's do it. B. Don't try to get a double victory off your one
Right.
correct score prediction. That boy
Double up. What's wrong with the double
try to
up?
get a double up. Negative, sir.
Uh,
All right. I got last place, so I guess I go first this time. All right. Let's go Michigan, Washington. I'm gonna go with
now the spread is
35.
4.5. Spread is 4.5.
Yeah. I'm gonna go with 35-27.
Go ahead, King, or you want me to go?
If you want to, go ahead.
You said 35-27, Trent.
You're supposed to go last because you won, but hey, go ahead.
Go ahead, man. I already got my score. I had my score in my head the whole
He ain't
time.
used to being in that
You
position.
should have thrown.
See,
You should have thrown.
you should have never said. I should have never said shit.
So you said 35-27. What was that, about a 13er? I'm gonna say.
Don't back up off that business you was on.
No, I already said
Wow, yeah. What happened to the 3 touchdowns?
I already said I was backing. Off. I'm gonna do 17. 35.
Man, you ain't supposed to announce they score first.
Right. Thought he was about to get him 10 or something.
Yeah, I was like, hold on, man.
I had y'all hanging on suspense. Like we only putting up 17.
Right.
Hey, King. No bull. I already had that written down. All you can't see
is green. What is
it? 28-17.
28-17. I think I went too wide with mine, but I still feel like it's gonna be above.
Hey, I pray to God that you win this week.
Right. Yeah. I was about to go 32-17 till you said 35.
I was about to say 32 before I said 35. Shit.
I just think it. I truly believe we gonna win this by controlling the ball, and we ain't gonna have the time to score the points.
They ain't gonna be able to get their rhythm going. It's gonna be anxiety. We gotta score. We gotta rush past whatever. When you go
sit down on that bench for an 8-minute drive, you just ain't as fast when you get back up.
And especially defense on that same note. 8-minute drives all the time.
They tired.
And they done been on the field a lot already this season, just off being the number 94 defense, 1,000 plays played.
Anybody watching this right now, just go hit that subscribe button on YouTube. First things first.
Ding, ding, ding.
If y'all like what y'all hearing, definitely hit like, send it to somebody else, send it to another Michigan fan, send it to a Washington fan if you're a fan of Washington and you enjoying it. But you can definitely also follow us on IG. Talk to us, King. What's popping on the ground?
At the Michigan Man Cave podcast. Just a bunch of gleefulness right now on IG. You know what I'm saying? On the Michigan news boards and blogs and vlogs. Just a bunch of celebration, and nobody's getting tired of it until it's time to go back to work. So hit us up. We go live at halftime. So we'll definitely be live this game. And I might go even stronger than Beer this game because Beer been doing me right, but I might go deep into that well. Not well drinks, but I might go get some dog or something. It's a celebration.
Oh, he says some dog.
It's a celebration.
Mad dog? 22?
Hell no. My guts wouldn't be able to take that. I'm talking about some hen dog.
I saw a Steel Reserve can today. I was like, oh my God.
It made you throw up inside?
I wanted to throw up.
B, the Wild Wild X. It's a wild place. What's popping on the Wild Wild X?
Hey, man, likewise of what King just said. It's a celebration, dog. People going crazy. I've coined it simply the stop. You know what I'm saying? I got that video looping on my page. But yeah, check us out on Twitter or on X, formerly known as Twitter. Type in Mitten Man Cave. We'll come up as the Michigan Man Cave podcast. But if you search us, type at Mitten Man Cave. It seems to get me there faster. So yeah, that's it. Pop off.
Yes, sir. Well, right now we what's that? We 14-0.
13-0.
14-0. Hey,
14.
Also, what I write down. 15-0. It'll be the 6th team in history, in college football history, that goes 15-0. When we win. win, we win. And that's not hubris, that's just confidence.
Well, you heard it here first, ladies and gentlemen.
Can I throw a shout out there real quick?
Yeah, let's throw some shout outs, brother.
So last week we kind of blew up a little bit on YouTube, you know what I'm saying? I don't want to say we all the way viral or nothing, but just going through the comments, man, and you could I like to shout out people that are fans, kind of like I'm a fan, you know what I'm saying? I'm realistic. But an Alabama fan, JM12 Green 31, we had a nice conversation because it was factual and we were just going back and forth.
Wasn't all emotional?
No, yeah, you know what I'm saying? He was like, I'm an honest Alabama fan, you know what I'm saying? This happens, y'all gonna beat us. This happened, and it was just a good dialogue. So shout out.
Word.
Facts. Yeah.
Also, my bad, real quick, Train.
Go ahead, King.
First 14-win season.
Ever for Michigan, first 14.
First 14-win season.
Yep.
Celebrate. 1,000 wins this season, first 14-win season. Could be the 6th team in college football history to win 15 games.
A lot of records getting broken. Blake broke the
Hey, man, winning this is how you break a record. That's how you break a record.
Hey, and JJ's still on track to break Henny's record for touchdowns in the season.
How many he need?
3 more.
3 more?
Because he threw 3 in this game with you, so.
Hey,
fellas, get it done.
Let's get it. If ain't nothing else for the greater good, Killer Cal, take us out of here. We gonna see our next when we national championship.
Let's go,
baby.
Go blue.
Let's go.
Go blue.